You don't have a good bone in your body. Not today.
Our minute is up. Judges, have you finished? Aaron, Bushell, you are not failing enough. You are not failing enough. Aaron Bushell.
You're not failing enough. It's true. In 1832, Abraham Lincoln opened a general store, and despite a booming economy, failed to turn it into a successful business. After striking out in the business world, he went into the military, starting at the rank of captain and rising all the way to the rank of private. After failing in the military, Lincoln went where so many other professional failures go. He went into politics. But he wasn't any more successful as a politician. Lincoln suffered 12 election losses prior to becoming the 16th president of the United States. Yet he's now widely considered one of the most important presidents in U.S. history. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, you're not failing enough. It took Lincoln nearly 30 years to get to the pinnacle of professional politics, and even then, he was widely unpopular as president. When he was elected, 7 states seceded from the Union. And you thought your failures were big. You're not failing enough. Walt Disney was fired from his job by a newspaper editor who said he had no good ideas. You're not failing enough. Oprah Winfrey was so poor growing up, she wore potato sacks for clothing. You're not failing enough. Why is failure such an important part of success? Because it's not about the number of times you get knocked down. It's the number of times you get up. What is Lincoln remembered for? The business failures? The military failures? The political failures? No. He is remembered for being the president who kept this country together at a crucial point in our history. No one will remember your failures, but everyone will remember your successes. If you want to be great, you've got to be willing to attempt great things. In the process, you are going to fail. A lot. I failed. You've probably failed too. But if you haven't, why not? When I was in college, I was in a fraternity. And I wanted to be a leader in that fraternity so badly, I ran for every elected position that opened up. I ran for secretary and placed second. I ran for vice president and placed second. I ran for president, placed second. In 5 years, I ran for 23 elected positions, and I didn't win a single one. It got to the point they started calling me brother second place. My senior year, I was selected to direct the big variety show for the on-campus competition with the 6-foot trophy, and you know what happened? I'd like to tell you we won and everyone celebrated. We placed second. You're not failing enough. After college, I decided to start a lawn mowing and landscaping company, and then shuttered my doors when after one summer, my only client fired me. You're not failing enough. After that, I decided to try out for law school. I applied to 6 different law schools and didn't get into a single one. So a few years later, after bolstering my resume, I applied again. And this time I got in. Success, right? Or was it? So I packed up my family, I moved to Tulsa. I enrolled in school, and after finishing my first year, I realized this sucks. So despite gearing the previous 7 years of my life towards the goal of going to law school, I quit. I failed to finish. But I knew then that it wasn't where my path would lead. It wasn't my passion. Now let's stop right there for a second and let's talk about passion. What is your passion? What's the one thing you wake up in the morning and you can't wait to do? It took me a long time to find mine, but this is it, right here. I love getting up in front of an audience and talking. What is your passion? You may not know what it is. For a long time, I thought my passion was working 60 hours a week and watching football on the weekends. But that's not passion. That's passing through life. Why am I telling you this? Because I stand here today to tell you that failure is not a bad thing. I've failed at so many things because I've tried so many different things. And I wouldn't change a thing about any of them because they've all led me to this point, at this time, doing what I love to do. I've failed at more things in 31 years than most people have failed at in a lifetime. But I've also been very successful. You remember all the lost elections, the lost variety show? Despite all of that, when I graduated from college, my fraternity chose me as the outstanding graduating senior and selected me to be our chapter's national delegate. And now when I go back, no one remembers that I never won an election, but they see my name on that plaque, on that wall, and that is what I'm remembered for. Now you remember when I applied to a half a dozen law schools and didn't get into any of them? I went to business school instead, and I ended up getting an MBA that helped nearly double my salary and helped me secure 2 full-ride scholarship offers to law school the second time around. Now, remember when I went to law school and dropped out after a year? Other than learning that nobody likes lawyers, what I learned was that what I was really good at, what I was passionate about, wasn't talking to a court and a judge and a jury. It was talking to a crowd of people. It was drawing people in with the power of my words and connecting with an audience. And that's what I've spent the last 2 years working on. You're not failing enough. But if you don't believe me, ask Michael Jordan about failure. Michael Jordan, who didn't even make his high school basketball team. He once said, I've missed over 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost nearly 300 games. On 26 occasions, I was given the chance to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over in my life, and that is why I succeed. Fellow Toastmasters, I want you to succeed. And so I say this in the nicest way possible. I hope you go out there today and you fail, because that failure will bring you ever closer to success. Madam Toastmaster.
And please take a moment to write some comments also.